In the last 24 hours, the Popocatépetl volcano has experienced a total of 69 emissions. Due to its status as an active volcano and its high-risk location across the national territory, the activity of Popocatépetl holds fundamental importance for the residents of the nearby areas in the states of Morelos, Puebla, and the state of Mexico. In Mexican territory, at least 46 volcanoes in an active state can be identified, among which 6 are considered particularly dangerous, according to a report by Cortescuro. According to the daily monitoring carried out by the National Center for Disaster Prevention, CENIPRD, in collaboration with the National Autonomous University of Mexico, UNAM, a total of 69 exhalations have been recorded in the Popocatépetl volcano in the last 24 hours. Currently, the Popocatépetl volcano, affectionately known as Don Goyo, is in yellow phase 2, as indicated by the volcanic alert level of CENIPRD and UNAM. Therefore, the population is urged to avoid approaching the volcano, especially its crater, due to the risk of ballistic fragments falling. If heavy rains are forecasted in the region near Popocatépetl, it is crucial to avoid approaching the lower parts of the ravines, as this poses significant risks associated with the potential presence of mudflows and debris. The National Center for Disaster Prevention, CENIPRD, and the National Autonomous University of Mexico, UNAM, have developed the volcanic alert level as a means to indicate the risk present in an active volcano, such as in the case of Popocatépetl. Similar to a conventional traffic light, the volcanic alert level consists of 3 colors: green, yellow, and red. Below, we will provide you with a description of the interpretation of each of these colors. The green color indicates a state of normalcy, and this color is divided into 2 phases. Phase 1 indicates that the volcano is in a state of calm, while Phase 2 signals the presence of mild manifestations of activity, such as fumaroles and occasional seismic activity. The yellow color indicates an increase in volcanic activity. This category is broken down into 3 phases. Phase 1 represents the presence of clear signs of activity, such as frequent local volcanic seismicity, emissions of fumaroles or columns of water and gas vapor, as well as intermittent emissions and ash levels. In Phase 2, there is a significant increase in volcanic activity, including intermittent explosions, a continuous column of steam and water, light to moderate ashfall in nearby areas, the ejection of incandescent fragments, and the possibility of short-range pyroclastic flows associated with explosions, as well as the growth and collapse of lava domes, along with short-distance mud or debris flows. In Phase 3, the volcano experiences explosive activity that ranges from moderate to high, characterized by rapid growth of large volcanic domes followed by their destruction in intense explosions. Persistent columns of water vapor, gases, and ash are produced, along with increasingly intense explosions projecting incandescent fragments. There is also the possibility of medium-range pyroclastic flows and significant ashfall in nearby communities. The red color indicates the presence of imminent danger and the need to prepare for a possible evacuation. This category is subdivided into 2 phases. Phase 1 indicates that the volcano is experiencing significant explosive activity, with the emission of columns of steam and gas extending several kilometers high. The ejection of incandescent fragments on the slopes of the volcano is also observed, along with significant ashfall in distant towns and cities, as well as the presence of pyroclastic flows and mud flows that can reach nearby communities. In Phase 2, the volcano experiences a high-magnitude explosive activity, with eruptive columns extending for tens of kilometers into the air, affecting very distant areas. There are intense falls of ash, sand, and volcanic fragments over populations at considerable distances. Additionally, there is the possibility of partial collapses of the volcanic cone, pyroclastic flows, and massive debris flows that can reach nearby and intermediate communities. Large-scale lahars with devastating effects and severe environmental damage can also be generated. Popocatépetl is a volcano that remains in a state of constant activity. It is located on the borders of the states of Morelos, Puebla, and the state of Mexico, and is in proximity to both Mexico City and Tlaxcala. With an elevation of 5,000 meters above sea level, Popocatépetl ranks as the 2nd highest volcano in Mexico. Don Goyo is in a state of activity, and according to researchers at the University of Manchester, it is classified as the 5th volcano with imminent risk of erupting in the coming years. Mexico, a nation with an abundance of volcanoes. In Mexican territory, there are at least 46 volcanoes in an active state, of which 6 are considered high risk by CENIPRD. This implies constant monitoring of their activity, with the aim of being prepared to respond quickly in the event of an emergency or a large-scale eruption. The volcanoes posing the highest risks include Popocatépetl, the Volcán de Fuego in Colima, Cebaruco in Nayarit, Pico de Orizaba in the border region of Veracruz and Puebla, Chichón in Chiapas, and Tacana on the border with Guatemala. If a significant eruption were to occur at Popocatépetl, it would not trigger a chain of eruptions, as each volcano operates independently. Each one has its own conduits and magma sources that are not directly connected. Consequently, the activity of one volcano would not have an upward or downward impact on the activity of other volcanoes.